In this video, I'm going to share with you very important safety tips while hitchhiking, so that you have a great, problem-free experience. First of all, you need to check whether it is prohibited or not to hitchhike in the country where you are going. They say that, for example, in some states of the US, it is illegal to hitchhike, so you can have problems with the police if you do it there. It is also very important to check if it's safe in general to hitchhike in the country you are going to. For example, I stayed in Central Africa in the Democratic Republic of the Congo for 3 months, and I know that I would never hitchhike there. As first of all, most of the territory of the country is not safe at all because of some political issues. Also, there was war in one part of this country. And other than that, Congo is one of the poorest countries in the world. So automatically, if you are a white person, you will be much richer than the majority of people there. They say that it's really not safe because you can get robbed or even kidnapped. So, before hitchhiking in a specific country or region, please check what the conditions in the country are. You can do it on hitchwiki.com, which is a great platform with detailed information about every single country or region in terms of hitchhiking. And in general, they have a lot of great information and tips on this subject. When it comes to general safety tips, I would say that the most important thing is to always trust your instincts. If a car stops and you feel that something is wrong, it's okay to say no, thank you, and not get into the car. How I do it, when a car pulls aside, I come up or run up to the car if it stopped a little bit far away because the driver was probably going a bit fast, or maybe they decided to pick me up in the last moment. So when I approach the car, the driver usually puts down the side window, and then I tell them something like, "Hello, good afternoon, where are you going to, I wonder?" I do not tell the driver where I need to go in the very beginning. Instead, I ask where they are heading. At the same time, while having this little conversation with the driver, I try to assess them. How many people there are in the car, how they look. I try to make sure that the driver is not drunk, that there are no signs of intoxication like slurred or erratic speech, absence of eye contact, or open alcohol containers in the car, maybe on seats or on the floor. I pay attention to the way the driver is talking in general, if they're respectful and seem to be trustworthy. If I have a slightest bad feeling, I do not get into the car. In this case, I just tell them, "Oh, I need to go to another place. Thanks a lot," and go away. It's easy to do so, as they will tell you where they are going, but they will not know where you need to go in reality. I refused the ride only a couple of times. The first time was when I was hitchhiking alone. A car stopped. There were 2 young guys sitting in front, and there were 2 more guys sitting in the back, and they were looking at me with huge surprised eyes. It looked as if they saw a hitchhiker for the first time in their lives. The driver asked me where I needed to go, but I looked at this picture and just told them that looks like there is not enough space in their car. I didn't go with them. And the second time was when I was hitchhiking with my friend. We were planning to visit some historical places outside of the city. A car stopped, a pickup. There were 2 men sitting on the front seat, and they were looking really like terrorists. They had long beards and long hair, and both of them were holding beer in their hands. My friend looked at them, asked where they were going, and said, "Oh, thank you, but we need to go in another direction." Though we were going exactly where they were going, we just didn't get into the car. So, if I see that the driver seems to be nice, sometimes families stop to pick me up, or female drivers, then if they say that they go till the city which is on my way, I ask them if it's okay if I go with them till that city. They say sure, and I get into the car. Just in case, when hitchhiking, I keep my phone close with the Google Maps open, so that in case I do not know where the city they are going to is located, I can directly check it on the map and see if it's on my way or not. Or after assessing them, I tell the driver where I need to go and ask if they are going in the same direction. If yes, I get in. Also, sometimes I politely refuse the rides if cars were going a very little distance, like a couple kilometers till the closest village, then it's not worth it. You will spend more time on getting in and out of the car. It's better in this case to wait for another ride. I never ever had any bad experience while hitchhiking. I always met nice and kind people. Nowadays, people are scared of other people, they're scared of everything. In reality, if you just use some common sense, hitchhiking is much safer than most people imagine. You know, actually many drivers are also scared of taking a stranger to their car. Some people told me that they never pick up hitchhikers, because who knows, maybe they will turn out to be some crazy people or illegals, or maybe they will try to rob them. Drivers are afraid too. So when you are hitchhiking and cars do not stop right away, do not get discouraged and do not blame drivers for not stopping. Know that for most people it's a scary thing too, and dress appropriately, try to make sure that you do not look strange or scary. Also, it might seem that hitchhiking is much more risky for women than for men, but I believe that it's not true. You just really need to use your common sense and take some precautions. Actually, hitchhiking as a woman is usually much easier because quite often women stop for other women or girls, and also families or other drivers that usually do not pick up hitchhikers stop to save a woman from a situation in which they think she can be in danger. You know, it's so interesting. When I hitchhiked, half of the drivers that gave me a ride were telling me, "Oh, you are so brave. Are you not afraid at all? There are so many bad people." I was telling them that there are also a lot of good people, and all of them were super kind. They were telling me to be careful, not to get in every car. Many of them, if they couldn't bring me to my final destination, were asking me, "Do you have no money? Let me bring you to the bus station in the next city. I will get you a bus ticket. Go by bus." I was telling them, "No, thank you, I'm okay. I will go hitchhiking." And then, if they had to leave me on the road, they were always telling me, "Take care of yourself, let the God protect you," and so on. So my hitchhiking experiences were always good. What you can also do is, instead of hitchhiking on the road, you can go to a gas station and talk to the drivers there. This way, you will not wait for some random car to pick you up, but you will somehow control your destiny. You can look for people that look trustworthy. Talk to them and explain why you need help. This way, you will have more time to talk with the drivers and evaluate them. It may be unwise to accept rides from drivers who are stressed, angry, or demanding. Do not accept rides from drivers who are impaired by alcohol or drugs. If you choose wisely, it's more likely that you'll get a safe ride. I never tried it myself, but maybe you will feel safer if you choose your drivers by yourself. Another safety tip I would like to give to women hitchhiking alone is not to go by trucks. I do not know about other countries, but in Turkey, where I hitchhiked most, definitely, as most likely they will understand it wrong. You know, there are some women that stand on the road and offer truck drivers some intimate services. So, in order to avoid any misunderstanding, I never get on trucks. But when I traveled with my male friends, it was okay. We hitchhiked trucks several times. It was quite fun, but usually trucks go much slower than normal cars. That is why still we preferred not to go by truck. But very often, if you are waiting for too long, or if you happen to stay on the road with your friend at night, trucks are good, because usually they pick up travelers much easier. And yeah, it's good to hitchhike with someone else. Especially when you just start hitchhiking, you will feel much safer this way. What you can also do is you can send your live location to your friends so that they can follow you just in case. I used to do it when I just started hitchhiking. For example, in WhatsApp, you can share your live location for 8 hours. It will get updated all the time, showing your current location. Now, I do not do it anymore, but it can bring you some peace of mind. Another safety tip is to ask the driver if you can take a picture of their license plate to send it to your friend for safety reasons. Most normal people won't mind it, but if they have bad intentions, they probably will. So take the plate number and text it to someone from your close friends. You can type everything except the plate number before the car stops, so it will take only a couple of seconds to send. This way, the driver will know that someone else knows what you are doing and where you are, in case something were to happen to you. When we read about people's worst experiences with hitchhiking, usually they say about sexual harassment. This can happen to both men and women, though of course it can happen in many other places too, and it's not necessarily dangerous, but of course it can make you feel uncomfortable. So if a driver is trying to hit on you and starts flirting, I believe that if you hint that you are in a serious relationship, it can help you change the situation. If your hints are ignored, then you can consider getting off at the next suitable spot. Be polite, but speak up if you don't feel comfortable with the driver. And please remember that very often women provoke men themselves if they wear open clothes and behave flirty themselves. So please dress and act appropriately. As I told you, I never had any bad experiences while hitchhiking, but let's say if you are worrying about your things, you can wear your most valuable small stuff on your body, like your passport, your wallet, money, and your mobile phone. It will let you keep them in case you have to abandon your bag. Also, try not to put your bag into the trunk if you are hitchhiking alone, or if the driver has an opportunity to drive away with your luggage. But if there is no other option, when you get out of the car, it's a good idea to keep the door open while you get your bag from the trunk. Actually, it's much more likely that a hitchhiker can forget his bag or other things than theft. Still, it's better to take your bag with you when you go to the restroom, because when you come back, the car might be gone. Also, try to keep your bag or backpack close to you, maybe on your lap, so that you can grab it if you need to get out quickly. When you are on the road, if you feel uncomfortable for whatever reason, remember that you do not have to stay in the car and you don't have to travel the full distance agreed upon with the driver. You can say that you changed your mind and want to do something else. Ask the driver to leave you at the next good hitchhiking spot. And make sure that you choose it yourself. Don't rely on the driver to choose it for you. Or in another safe area, such as a city where you can contact people that you know, or use public transportation. Stay calm and be polite but direct, and most drivers will respect your wishes. If you want to get out of the car and the driver does not want to stop, then first of all, do not panic. Never use the handbrake. If you do it, it will almost certainly lead to a car crash. You can call emergency number 911 for the US or check the emergency number for the region where you are traveling. Prepare to loosen your seatbelt and wait until the driver has to stop at a red light or stop sign. When the driver stops the car, slide your belt off, open the door in one motion and get out yourself and your bag before the driver has any idea of what you are doing. What you can also do when you have a bad feeling about the ride, but when there is not really a reason to scream for help, pretend that you are feeling sick and ask the driver to stop immediately, because otherwise you might ruin his car. When the car stops, jump out of the car with your bag, tell the driver not to wait and head away from the car until the car is gone. Don't try to cause an accident, as it may do you more damage than good. You can get injured yourself, and remember that no matter where you get taken, you will have the opportunity to hitchhike from there and get rescued by someone else. Also, cars require fuel and eventually run out of it. So if the driver stops at a petrol station, you can contact other people there, make phone calls, lock yourself in the bathroom to avoid confrontations, and hitchhike a new ride. Just remember to always stay calm and confident. I also want to add that you shouldn't hitchhike in extreme weather conditions. Do not hitchhike in extreme cold or extreme heat. And if the weather is hot, make sure that you have enough water with you to avoid dehydration, bring a hat or maybe an umbrella to prevent a sunstroke, and also use the sunscreen. So, if you follow these guidelines and trust your feelings, hitchhiking is fun and safe, and you'll get to meet really great people along the way. Thank you for watching this video. Please write in the comments if you have any other safety precautions for hitchhikers, and stay safe. Bye bye!